three most common type of ice makers are cube ice makers, bowl ice makers, and then nugget ice makers. In this video, I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of each and what I think is the best ice maker for different occasions. So let's first talk about this cube ice maker. The cube ice maker works by running water down a tray that gets really cold, and then it basically makes a tray of ice, it spits it out, and then you have nice cube ice. The bowl ice maker works by having rods where the rods go in the water, and then the rods get really cold and it forms ice around the rods, and then it spits the ice out into a tray. Then the nugget ice maker works by freezing ice kind of in a rod, and it shoots it up, and then it just breaks it off, and then it spits everything out into the ice tray. The main advantage of the cube ice maker is that the end result of the ice cubes is a really nice looking cube, and because the cube is really thick, it works really well to not water down the drink. The main disadvantage of this type of ice maker is that a lot of times the cubes kind of stay together until you manually break them apart or kind of hit them apart. So it does take a little bit more work to get good results with this ice maker. The main advantage of the pebble ice maker is that the end result is these really small pebbles, which is great for getting your liquid cool really fast, really instantly. The main disadvantage of this style of ice is that because the ice is so compact, when you fill up a liquid, usually the liquid is very small in relationship to the quantity of ice, which means if you're doing soda or a drink like that, then you're going to end up with watered down drink. Now of course, if your drink is water, then you kind of want it watered down, and it's perfect for that. And the main advantage of the bowl ice maker is that it's kind of a hybrid of these two ice makers. You can generally change the size of the bowl of ice, so you can have it be larger or smaller, kind of depending on what you want, so it provides that flexibility. Another advantage in my mind is just that the bowl of ice maker is so much fun to watch. I really love watching this ice maker do its thing. If you have kids, they'll sit around and watch it do its thing. It's just a cool thing to watch. Another big advantage of the bowl ice maker is that in general it tends to be less expensive than the other styles of ice makers. And I wouldn't say there's really a main disadvantage of the bullet style of ice, but for water it's not quite as good as the pebble ice, and for drinks like soda I don't think it's quite as good as the cube style of ice. So again, it's kind of a hybrid. It's a little bit in between these other styles of ice making. So I think the cube style of ice maker is best for when you have gatherings or parties and you want to present your drinks or just have things look a bit nicer. It's also best for anything that really isn't just water. For any drink like soda or juice, I think this is the way to go, but it does take a little bit more work. If your primary drink of choice is water, the nugget ice in my opinion is by far the best way to go. I actually did an experiment where I tested the cube ice and the nugget ice. I put them both in cups and then I let the ice melt with water in it to see which melted faster, and the cube ice melted faster. Now the main reason for that is with the cube ice there is so much empty space that I was adding more water. With the nugget ice it's so much more compact that you're not adding as much water, so it always keeps the water really cold. And in fact I like to use this ice with tumblers, and I drink all the water before the ice is even melted, and so I just keep on putting more water in, and it's nice that the tumbler is able to keep the nugget ice frozen for multiple uses. And then the bowl ice maker I think is just a good all-around ice maker. It's not as good for specific use cases like specifically for water or for soda, but ultimately all ice makers do the same thing. They make ice. They're a lot of fun. I hope this video helped. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.